Okay, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over how I have updated my shoulder training to build 3D delts in my 5th year of training. It goes without saying that your shoulders are one of, if not the most important muscle group for aesthetics. If you want to look big in a t-shirt, without a t-shirt, if you want to look wide, then you're going to need to dial in your shoulder training. And that means choosing the right exercises and choosing the right volume per week and per workout and intensity per week and per workout. I train my shoulders on my shoulders and arms day or delts and arms day, and then a little bit on my back biceps day. I'll do a little bit of rear delt work on that day as well. You know, just because my rear delts are already being hit indirectly with almost all my rowing movements, my pull downs. So it just makes sense to throw in a couple sets of isolated rear delt work on my back and biceps day. That way I have more space on my delts and arms day to really just focus on the side delt and my arms. So this is going to allow you to hit that sweet spot of 9 to 12 hard sets per week, sets to failure, 0 reps in reserve. That is what the literature suggests you do. I'm giving you what the actual science suggests you should do. And this is how I train, and this is what's allowed me to build almost 50 pounds of muscle naturally in the space of just a few years, because I followed just a few simple volume and intensity principles, which is 9 to 12 sets to failure per muscle group per week and 9 to 12 sets to failure per workout. So let's just start it with rear delts. What do I do on my back and biceps day, or what do I do on my pull day to hit my rear delts? I have fluctuated from exercise to exercise over the years. There's a bunch of good ones out there, but this one in particular I have started doing this year, and it has absolutely blown up my rear delts like no other exercise, and I kind of know why, and that is the chest supported dumbbell rear delt fly. The reason I think it's been so effective is because a lot of the time when I'm doing, let's say, a bent over seated dumbbell rear delt fly, it's still a lot of trap involvement. It's still a lot of potential for me to ego lift and, you know, not really isolate my rear delt as much as I could with a chest support. And then there's the reverse pec deck, which is also another great machine, but that also, it's kind of easy to use your traps. It's kind of hard to feel your rear delts flex. It involves triceps sometimes. You have to adjust the seat up and down. You need to find your sweet spot, so it gets a bit complicated. You can lean into it while standing up, which is sometimes what I do, but I've realized that I needed to find a rear delt movement that is going to be perfect for me, because I've tried them all and I've struggled to really find one that I can connect with the muscle really well, but this one is perfect. The chest supported dumbbell rear delt fly allows you to completely isolate your rear delt, and that's because you have that chest support to take away any swinging that you want to do, ego lifting, and just focus on generating hypertrophy in your rear delt, not your traps, not your triceps, just your rear delt. Okay, and this may mean you have to use a lighter weight, be that as it may. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make to grow bigger rear delts. And as I said, the reason I do it on my back and biceps day is because I want to free up more volume on my delts arms day to focus on my arms and my side delts. So what you want to do here is set up an incline bench and just essentially lie into it, and you can either perform your flies with a neutral grip or a pronated grip. It's completely up to you. I like to alternate between the two, whatever I feel the best connection with my rear delt, whatever allows me to really feel that contraction, that's what I'll go for. And that typically is both, really. If I can do one set of neutral grip rear delt flies, one set of pronated grip, that's probably what I'll do. Squeeze your rear delt at the top, pause for 1 second before you release the weight down. So here I do 2 sets to failure, failing within the 10 to 15 rep range. Okay, this allows me to drive a lot of blood into my rear delts, get a nice pump, really establish a mind muscle connection. Yes, you know, I could fail at 5 reps, but it's not as fun and I don't get as good of a pump. I just prefer to hit that medium rep range for isolation work. Sometimes I'll make my last set a 1-point rest pause set, which essentially is after my last working set, I rest for 10 deep breaths, then using the same exact weight that I was using, go to complete failure again. Sometimes if you're on a tight schedule and you have class or you have work to get back to, this allows you to accumulate the same amount of volume that 2 full sets of failure will accumulate. Allows you to push past failure, really up your intensity of your workouts, and mainly it's just time saving. So if you feel like you're short on time and you want to do just a 1-point rest pause, then just follow that format, right? You take your set to failure, wait for 10 deep breaths, and then go again to failure using the same weight. And also you can just do this on your last set if you are taking more than 1 set to failure. If you feel like you have the energy, if you really want to go for this session, then do a rest pause set for your last set. That's what I'll typically do. So technically I'll do 2 full sets, and then my last set is a rest pause set, so that's technically 3, but it's just an intensity technique that I like to throw in there to make my workouts fun and to really just push hard and leave it all in the gym. Then on my delts and arms day, I will start with a chest supported dumbbell side raise for the same reason that I do a chest supported dumbbell rear delt fly. It's because it allows me to completely isolate my side delts. Yes, I have to use a lighter weight, but I'm perfectly fine with that because I get a better pump, better mind muscle connection, and my side delts grow way more than if I was just doing regular dumbbell side raises. Because then I like to lift heavy, right? So I'll choose a heavy weight. I will hit a lower rep range than I wanted to. I'll probably involve my traps more than I needed to. I'll ego lift a bit. So this keeps your ego in check and it maximizes muscle growth for your lateral delts, okay? So here you want to set up a fully inclined bench so that it's completely upwards, and again, lean into it, taking your entire musculature, lower body, lower back out of the picture. It's just your side delts working here. Here I'll do 2 sets to failure, failing within the 8 to 12 rep range, slightly lower this time, flexing at the top, controlling your eccentric is still important, another fire exercise to blow up your shoulders. And next on my delts and arms day, I'll move on to a shoulder machine press, but this time I will take 2 sets to failure, failing within the 5 to 9 rep range. I like to go really heavy on my presses. Sometimes I'll switch it out for a dumbbell shoulder press, Smith shoulder press seated, but this machine in particular, I'm getting, you know, that good tension at the bottom portion of the movement. I'm pausing a second in the stretch at the bottom, but obviously if you have any shoulder press machine, just use it. It's a great way to generate hypertrophy for your front delt. Now, I did lay off front delt training for ages, and again, similar to triceps like I talked about in my last video, I didn't realize that I was missing out on a lot of growth. And your front delts, for as much as they are overdeveloped for most people, they still make you look big. And then my final exercise for shoulders on my delts and arms day is the machine side raise. This is another machine that I never did. I looked at it and I sort of thought, why would you do that? Kind of looks silly. But again, it's another one where you can completely isolate your side delt. You can take advantage of the constant tension because it's a machine, whereas dumbbells, you know, the tension is highest at the bottom and lowest at the top. So this is another change that I've made to my training. I've started using the machine side raise and I do not regret it at all. It lets me get amazing pumps, and it is super hard because it's constant tension, which is obviously optimal for muscle growth. Here I'll do 2 sets to failure, failing within the 10 to 15 rep range. And if I'm feeling energetic, if I am in a rush, I'll make my last set a 1-point rest pause. And that's it, okay? That's all I do for shoulders. It's gonna hit that sweet spot of 9 to 12 sets to failure per week. It allows me to lift heavy on some of my presses, establish a good mind muscle connection, push enough blood in there to get a good pump and make my workouts enjoyable. And it's obviously amazing for growth. My shoulder genetics weren't the best when I first started, so it's all thanks to these exercises that I've been able to see this much growth. Again, as long as you know these exercises, you know what you need to do in terms of sets and reps, just whatever's available in your gym. If it's a shoulder press, go use it. If it's another form of machine side raise, like the one where you stand up, I forget what it's called, go use that. If you want to do a dumbbell shoulder press because the machine shoulder press is taken, just do that. Remember to pause in the stretches on your presses and pause in the contraction on your isolation flies or raises. You don't have to train your delts with your arms. You don't have to do a rear delt movement on your back and biceps day. You may want to do them all on your delts arms day. It's completely up to you. Just make sure, okay, make sure you're hitting that number of sets per week till failure per muscle group. Okay, that's the most important thing. And obviously, if you want to take my advice, use these exercises. There's many different variations, as I said. In reality, you're going to grow really well from all these different variations. But if you want to know what I'm doing right now, it is these 4 exercises, and they have worked incredibly well for me. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what muscle group you want me to do next. Make sure to check out my newsletter for daily emails with fitness advice, for weekly programs that I'll send out to you guys, supplement plans, workout plans. Make sure to check out Club Physique, which is my community that I've dedicated all my mindset courses, testosterone courses, muscle courses, fat loss courses, nutrition courses, programs, meal prep recipes, everything you'll find in there for free. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.